children bully themselves, and then children are beginning to bully their parents too.
True.
Because they created an environment for it, basically.
So create an environment for bullying, and then the child begins to bully.
Yeah, and then let me add that most times bullying can be associated with serious emotional problems. Yes, serious emotional problems. Children, they throw tantrums.
Okay.
At whatever developmental stage.
Okay.
So you need to know what you're dealing with. However, a child who has been known repeatedly, if you know it's a pattern, bullying is a repeated action,
Yes.
aggressive action.
Yes.
And then you've seen it attached to a pattern, then it's a display of an emotional problem.
Okay.
Really.
Okay.
So and then all of this could link to delinquent behaviors, which I'm sure he will have to come in that. Delinquent behaviors where they become aggressive, they become destructive, they hit other children, they fight, and they get to the point where they actually look for ways to get rid of people, and they go about it in different ways.
Coming to that point where you just landed, there is a woman, a young lady, who told me the story of her aunt. The woman was married to a man who had a widow who had 3 children, 2 girls and a boy. The boy is the first child. Now, the woman moved out of the husband's house in Rivers State and moved to Enugu State. Why? The son bullies the wife. It had gotten to the point where threatens to stab the woman, slaps his father's wife. It's like slaps her, gets all violent, and suddenly begins to hold maybe a turner, begins to hold a knife. She got to the point where she felt her life was threatened, and she had to move out of her house. So she moved to her husband's house in another state. The husband now became a visiting husband because the boy was still actively at home at that point in time. He was in secondary school going to the university. When he got to the university, he was still in Rivers. So there was no way she could be present in the house. All the girls in the house had to go to boarding school because this one child was a bully. So the only person in the house apparently doesn't bully is the father. My question was the father violent? They said no. So, is it possible that a child would develop a strange tendency like that, even though the parents are not? Psychologically, is it possible?